everybody? This is your boy Brogi Naric back again with another review. Got some guests with me today. We're going to be talking about Peacemaker Season 1. Thankfully, we're getting another season of this because this show was just awesome. But I got some guests with me. Returning guest is my boy Critical Blues Reviews.
Word everyone.
Yeah, let them people know where they can find you, Critical.
Yes, sir. You can find me at Critical Blue Reviews, Critical with a K on Instagram, Critical Blue Reviews on Twitter, Critical with a K.
All right, and new to the channel, friend of mine, fellow content creator, RJ from the Silver Sight Network, and a bunch of other things. Let the people know where they can find you, RJ.
What up? Yeah, RJ from the Silver Sight Network. You can find me on Instagram at the Silver Sight, on Twitter at the Silver Sight _. Link is in the bio. We have a lot going on. Like you said, it's too much to ramble off right now, but go ahead and hit us up and give us a follow.
All right. So yeah, once again, we're going to be talking about Peacemaker, which we just finished up on HBO Max. This was the spinoff to the Suicide Squad film, which we're going to start with non-spoilers, and then we'll go into spoilers. But first of all, how did y'all feel about... let's say, how did you feel about Peacemaker when you first saw him in the movie, as opposed to how you feel about him now in the show? I'm going to go with RJ. I'm going to let you start off.
Yeah, it's hard to say because I don't like John Cena as a wrestling fan.
You gotta let that hate go. I understand. You gotta let that hate go.
I have beef with Cena when he went over Rusev, and I have not forgiven him.
That was America. Come on, man.
I haven't forgiven him. But it took me a little while to warm up to John Cena, but I have to say I really enjoyed him as Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, and I really enjoyed him as Peacemaker in his solo show, Peacemaker. Definitely one of the better actors to come from WWE.
Yeah.
I think his comedic timing is absolutely hilarious. Thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Okay. Critical, how you feeling about Peacemaker when you first saw him as opposed to now in the show?
When I first saw him, can you curse on here?
Yeah. I'll give it that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I first saw him, man, I thought he was a dick, man. Like,
yeah.
I thought he was a pause. I thought he was a good dick. Pause. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, I like to hate this character because I'm just like RJ, man. I wasn't a fan of John Cena in wrestling.
Right.
But the acting, I was like, you know what? I like not liking him in this.
Right.
And then on the show, they kind of lightened him up a little bit. I'm starting to like him. You know what I'm saying? Not like to dislike him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really did like that though.
Yeah, I thought the change was great because he was cool in the movie, and then of course he does the thing. Well, I'm gonna say spoilers for the Suicide Squad movie, but when he kills Rick Flag, it's like, oh yeah, fuck this guy, and it's like, and then it's like, hey, we're doing a TV show, and I'm like, I don't want to see a TV show about this guy. Like, I like Cena, but like, I don't want to see a show about this guy. And then they do it, and then the more it went on, I'm like, okay, they're really working hard to make you like this guy. And by the end of it, it's like, yeah, he's actually pretty cool. It worked out. It definitely worked out for something that was, definitely gave him really good layers, really good development. He's probably the most developed character in the DCU. Honestly, someone to put that on Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hard to argue that, and that's the benefit of being in the TV show too. But yeah, for non-spoiler thoughts, overall, I thought it was a great show. I remember when the trailers was dropping, I was a little worried because some of the humor, and I still think some of the humor is hit or miss. That's just kind of James Gunn's style. But overall, it was really good. I think the week-to-week release definitely helped. And just the fact that it was, violent, but also fun. And it worked on different vibes. And that's kind of James Gunn's style. The cast I thought was really cool with the people that he had, because a lot of these actors I was not familiar with. What was old girl? Danielle Brooks as Leota. She was really cool. Cause I remember they was picking her as the first character they were showing off. I thought she was awesome. And of course the guy that played Mern, he was cool. The chick that played Hardcore was cool, and of course Freddie Stroma as Vigilante was the friggin' he just stole the show, in my opinion. How y'all? Who was some of y'all favorite characters in the show? We'll go with Critical. Screw it, go Critical.
Definitely Vigilante. He was like a stupid Deadpool,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I did like that. I like the character of Adebayo.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her from Orange Is the New Black.
Okay.
But there's certain things I didn't like. But we'll get to that later. You asked for likes. But but I did. Let's see. I'm trying to think of. Oh, what's the guy with the glasses that always dyed his beard?
Economos.
Animals. I like this character too. He was funny.
He was good.
Like not to spoil anything, but he was funny.
All right, Jay.
Yeah. I like the cast. Danielle Brooks. She's probably the only one besides John Cena that I was really familiar with because I followed her career on Orange Is the New Black. I know she does music and things like that.
Oh, okay.
She had moments where I thought she was really funny, and then I had moments where I was like, nah, they could have did without this character. I love the fact that they kind of, brought Viola Davis in to, kind of make it feel more real, because I think that's my one critique that I had with the Netflix ones, is that they were saying that it was canon, but was it really?
Right. I get what you're saying.
I feel like that, bringing Viola Davis in as her mom, kind of made it really cohesive. I really enjoyed Eagly. Eagly is my favorite character.
Okay, Eagly, the Eagly was dope.
His interactions with John Cena are hilarious to me. And like I said, I'm a dog lover. I had a dog. God bless the dead. It's gone now. But like that's the same kind of bond I had with my dog, and I just find it so funny the conversations he was having with Eagly, like he could understand him, and that just for me it was hilarious. I think the casting was excellent.
Okay, yeah. That's one of the things that James Gunn is very good at is his casting. Whether it's a bunch of his friends or just people you're not familiar with, he does cast like very. He tends to cast the right people for the role that he writes for him. So yeah, another character that I liked and I was interested with how they handled him was Robert Patrick as John Cena's dad, Augie. I thought he did a phenomenal job in that role. Like he's great at playing.
Awesome racist.
Yeah, he's an awesome racist. He's great at playing villains, and he did an amazing job. I wasn't expecting it to go as far as it did with him. I would say that for non-spoilers, but it did very well. So okay, let's see. What do we say? So who was familiar with the Peacemaker character before the movie came out? Not so okay. I was familiar with the character. That's why I was surprised that he was in the movie. But then it's like James Gunn would just pick this random ass character and just make him a fucking nutcase, because he was a very just run of the mill sort of wannabe Captain America type guy. Yeah. And then like in the 80s, they turned him into like a crazy sort of Captain America Punisher guy. And then he didn't really do a hell of a lot in the comics, but like to see him now be a household name is kind of funny. And it's just weird just how that could happen. Same with Vigilante as well, because I know some people was upset about this portrayal of Vigilante, but like this is the most popular the character's been in like 30 or so years. So it's like just roll with it. Just roll with it.
It just goes to show you that you can basically push anybody that you want to push, and you can make anybody a star. And I hope you're listening, Vince.
Nah, he don't know what you're talking about. With stars, he don't know what that is. Brock Lesnar, right? Okay. Anyway, that's a different podcast. So for non-spoilers, let's go with grades. I usually grade things. If y'all, we'll go with RJ. What would you give this first season of Peacemaker if you were to grade it?
I gotta give it an A. Just because I feel like it was well balanced. I feel like we got a good story. I feel like it was a well-paced story. There weren't episodes that felt like filler. I felt like everything that happened in each episode mattered.
The pacing was really good. Yeah,
going there. Yeah, and it just felt like everything mattered. The smallest things when they zoomed in on little things and you paid attention in the long run. I don't know. It just felt like this season was really cohesive and well thought out. This wasn't a cash grab, spin-off series that these big studios are used to doing. So I got to give this season a solid A. I enjoyed it from start, and what's crazy is I really didn't want to watch it. I put off watching it for so long, and I said, well, you know what? Everybody's talking about it. Let me just see what's up.
It built up. The hype definitely built up. Yeah. Quick out. What would be your grade?
Yes, sir. I would give this either a B plus or 8.5 little judo masters getting killed. I would have to give it a little bit of room because it was I would call it a Z storyline that I wasn't really feeling. It was out of bio storyline. I was like,
Okay.
I see why you would put that in there, but then again, it didn't build to the story. It was like kind of a crowbar story, and it was like it wasn't really interesting at all to me. So
yeah, that was give it a little more. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I gotta agree with RJ. I'm giving it an A. 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It's just so good when Warner Brothers actually makes a project that hits on all levels because it's Warner Brothers is so disconjointed and mixed match when they release their different projects. So I do like that this one would hit on all cylinders and it was really good. Definitely worth checking out. So that's the non-spoiler talk right there. So now we go get into spoilers. Let's see what to start with. I don't want to jump off with the ending just yet with the cameo. We can save that. We'll save the cameo. I want to get y'all thoughts on that a little bit later. But okay. See, let me think. Spoilers. The reveal of the butterflies. The idea of the butterflies was cool. Kind of basic, alien invasion story. Where did you guys thought that was going? Because I thought that was going to go a little bit different. Or were you okay with how that went down? I'm gonna go with RJ.
I don't know. I guess for me, I liked it. I feel there's only so much you can do with like a Animorphs invasion of the body snatchers kind of vibe when it comes to like alien invasion. So there's only so much you can do. So I kind of knew what was going on. Once we realized what the butterflies were, I didn't expect the whole "we're trying to save you" at the end. Mm-hmm. So I guess for me, I enjoyed it. It went exactly where I expected it to go. I just didn't expect that small little twist at the end.
Yeah.
I wish we would have gotten to see them work a little bit more with the butterflies and kind of, I don't want to say like see if they were going to really be on their side or not.
Right.
But I don't know. I enjoyed it. I didn't think that it was going to end the way it did.
Okay. See, I was thinking with the whole butterflies, they can enhance people and kind of basically turn them into metahumans. I thought the butterflies, it was only be a few of them, and it was like the government was going to experiment on them and try to turn them into super soldiers, and that was going to be the plot. That's why they wanted to capture the butterflies. See, that's what I was thinking was the overall goal. I wasn't really thinking it was this whole big alien invasion thing. I thought it was like a government attempt to create more metahumans got out of control type of deal, which I guess would have been.
I was real big on Animorphs and stuff like that, and those kind of like alien invasion storylines when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So as soon as I figured out what the butterflies were and what they were capable of, I said, "Oh, they're trying to take over the planet."
Yeah. Yeah, see, I was leaning more towards like metahuman creation and all that, but yeah. So the twist on that was cool. Yeah. And I love the that scene with the I guess I would call it the queen with the one that was inside of the senator when she went inside the cop and then she went back to the police station and like turned everyone in the police station into like her minions or whatever. That shit was cool. That was classic like horror James Gunn. That shit was awesome. And let's see another spoiler. The stuff with Peacemaker, his upbringing, the stuff with his dad. I thought that was handled very well because the original version of Peacemaker, he's basically just low rank Captain America, and then when they rebooted him in the '80s, that was when he had his father was an actual Nazi scientist, and that was the reason why he wanted to be a good guy because he wanted to atone for his dad's past problems. So when they cast Robert Patrick, I was like, well, I don't think they're gonna make him a Nazi, but he might be like super racist. I was not expecting him to be like a racist supervillain. Like they did. That's another angle I wasn't expecting, but I enjoyed that. And that moment when he first went to the prison and all the dudes saw him and started saluting to him, I was like, oh, that's fucking creepy as shit. And but his role was great. Some of his humor, I found some of it funny. Especially his reactions when he was pissed off at his son, like he would call him call him a punk and all that shit. Like that shit was actually kind of funny. And I thought the suit, the White Dragon suit, looked insanely good. Like if you look at what it looks like in the comic, what he says.
It looked very clannish.
Yeah, they're very clannish, yes, but it was clannish chic. It was very stylish. But it was pretty cool though, especially when you saw him in action and doing his little fake ass Iron Man stuff. And I do like how they worked in him dying and him still haunting his son. But that was also in the comic. He was haunted by the ghost of his dad. So it's a cool,
wow.
yeah. So I like how they kind of reworked some of that stuff into the show, and I thought that was really cool. Critic, how you feeling? So how are you feeling about, I guess, Peacemaker's upbringing and certain things that kind of surprised you?
I thought, well, going with Peacemaker's upbringing, I thought it was really interesting. I was very intrigued to find out what actually happened with him and his brother.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it probably had something to do with his brother's death,
Yeah.
but what was the extent? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then come to find out, it was like a fair fight. You know,
Yeah,
just
it was
like it
accident,
wasn't no grudges. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
even when that accidentally happened, I was like, yeah, the father kind of took it overboard because it wasn't like he just went off and did something crazy. That's what I thought. I thought
Right.
Peacemaker actually was jealous or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought that was pretty cool. I think it really directed where Peacemaker's character was going to go and who he is as a character. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, there was some really good scenes that John Cena actually pulled off when he got emotional, and like it was one episode where he like broke down. I think it was when he was thinking about his brother the first time, and he had the flashback and all of that. And I was like, oh wow, John Cena's actually like he's really acting right now. I thought he did a really good job on that type of stuff.
So okay, he must have went to the Angela Bassett School of Acting.
Something, yeah, he did something.
I see the range.
Yeah, he's like, I could be goofy and I could be dramatic. I was like, okay, I see you trying to stay in Hollywood for real. I see you. But yeah, that stuff with the brother. Now the thing with the diary when Amanda Waller wanted to plant the diary in his room, I thought that was going to be his actual diary, and it was like some repressed memories that he forgot about, as opposed to what it actually was her setting him up, which I should have seen that coming, because that's totally what she would do, which is get someone to do a mission and then set them up for it. It's like, oh yeah, I should have seen that coming. But and the fact that he got exposed on the whole news and all that was really good. So yeah, that was an interesting storyline. Oh yeah, you didn't get to answer it, Critical. So what were you thinking? Were you surprised with the turn of the butterflies and their whole goal, or were you thinking something else?
I didn't know where it was going. When it first mentioned the butterflies, I was like, I can't wait to look up the butterflies and see which characters there are in the comic books, and I totally forgot about it.
Well,
and so I was like,
yeah, they're completely original for this show, because I thought it was going to be not actually butterflies but bees and be connected to the villain Queen Bee, who's a classic Justice League villain. But that wasn't the case. It was butterflies. So he just made his own original thing. So it.
But I will also say the thing that really threw me off about the butterflies was Mern.
Okay.
Like I didn't know he was one. You know what I mean? Like when I had a feeling something was up, but I wasn't sure. But when he grabbed the bowl and his little tongue came out, I was like, "Oh, okay."
I swear that it was 2 seconds before he finished having that conversation, before he picked up the bowl, I was like, "Oh shit, this guy's a butterfly," because it just clicked. I was like, "Oh, that's why he's been so weird. He's a fucking butterfly." And that also led me, when I was talking with RJ, I was thinking the butterflies were a part of a government experiment to create metahumans, and I thought he was the one metahuman experiment that actually worked, and that's why they was using him. But because I'd assumed Amanda knew that he was a butterfly, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't the story at all. So I was on a different path with that one. But yeah, that was cool. And I knew once he turned on Leota, I knew he wasn't gonna kill her, but I wasn't expecting the team to already know that he was a butterfly. But I liked how they were like, oh, we knew he was because he knew too much information. I like that the characters were smart and picked up on certain things. It was just all very well written.
Smart when they want to be.
Yeah, true.
When they want to be dumb.
That is true. That is true. Because some of those arguments with Peacemaker and Vigilante was just there was a couple of moments I was like, okay, y'all can't be this stupid.
Right.
Y'all are too dangerous to be that stupid.
What the world is doing.
Right.
That's
I'm sorry. Does he have Asperger's or something? What's his situation?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Yeah, that was. Yeah, some of that was crazy.
So I was like, huh?
Yeah, right. What are we doing here? All the the stuff when he was talking about him. It was so many random ass jokes. I can't remember all of them. Like there was the stuff with like the
The
dad.
monkey friend. I thought they were friends.
Yeah,
The
right.
part where Sean.
Yeah. I like the one he's like, your father left. He was pretending to be gay. That's why he left to get away from you. Type shit. I was like, what? That don't make any sense. Or like when they was talking to the butterfly. He's like, "What is your favorite color? Was it teal? Was that what it was? Like, what is your favorite color? Teal?" He's just like, "What do you ask?" He's like, "It's yes or no questions. Like that is not that is not important right now. Like shit like that was really good."
My favorite, I guess, we're talking about stupid moments. My favorite stupid moment was when the dude took the registration and put it in his father's name.
Yeah.
He was like Ariana Grande. And I thought that at that moment too. I said, why did he put the registration in his dad's name?
Yeah.
He didn't put it in anybody's name.
He was absolutely right about that. Like he was just like going off. He's like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. He's just naming everybody. He was just going in. I was like, yeah, that was brilliant. That reminds me, I like the little end credit scenes at the end of each episode. Was just like an extended continuation of a scene.
I didn't know there were like extended credits until like maybe like the 5th or 6th episode.
Oh, okay.
Going back and watching.
Right. Yeah, it was just like random scenes, and they would be like extended from like when it happened. So like, what was one you might have missed? Was the one where he went to his dad to get the helmets, and then there's the one where his dad is explaining the rest of the helmets, and he has like a what was it, the scabies helmet, where like in a certain radius it just gives everybody scabies. And he's like, "Why did you make that?" He's like, "Every man should have to fight something like that in their lifetime, or some stupid shit like that." So yeah, they were all just random continuations of scenes, which I thought was funny. Okay, so yeah, Eagly, yeah, you were right. Eagly was kind of clutch at times until like that last episode. At times, because when they were getting chased by the cops, he was clutch. When they needed him to drop the helmet, he fucked that all the way up.
That was hilarious, man. Oh,
that was great. That was great.
I knew that was probably the loudest I laughed that entire. Black people, we got loud laughs.
Right.
The loudest I laughed that entire series.
Yeah. That was hilarious. You know what? I get what you're saying. We can get into it with the Leota character. I liked her overall, but there were some moments where I get she was a rookie, but then there was like some moments where she was kind of fucking up. I'm like, this is not the time I need you to be fucking up right now, sweetheart. Like, like when she dropped the walkie-talkie, or I was just rewatching it when she shot Judo Master and Peacemaker was like, I was gonna win that fight. Like, what are you doing? Like any other time you wouldn't shoot, but now you're gonna shoot and stuff like that. I thought it was funny. She was a good character, and the double tap, and her and Peacemaker's back and forth was really fun, and I did buy that being like his only true friend that he can trust type shit.
I do want to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier about Peacemaker's upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice this entire series, he was trying really hard to be liked, whether it was like saying, something about like sex or how good he is at something.
Yeah.
He was always searching for the approval of every member of that team, except for Vigilante, because he didn't give a damn.
Yeah, he didn't give a damn about what Vigilante is.
Damn. But like with him and Adebayo, I felt like they really were kind of like. He wanted to be her friend so bad, and when he found that she betrayed her, that's when was like, yo, Cena be acting, man. Like,
yeah,
he looked hurt.
He really did sell that.
My diary, he looked hurt, man.
Yeah, he really did sell that. You're right about that. 'Cause, yeah, they was just hanging out earlier. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they was just hanging out, and then that happened, and it's like, oh shit. So yeah, that was. But yeah, Critical. So what was some of the stuff you said you didn't care about with the Leota character?
Well, with Adebayo, I wasn't liking the Z storyline where like she had a girlfriend, but yet I'm thinking it's going to be tied in a way where it was like, oh, okay, it's going to connect back to her. She might get kidnapped or something like that.
Yeah.
She might become, a butterfly. You know what I mean? Now she has to face that, because you can't come back from that. Once you're a butterfly, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm thinking like, all right, they got this in here for a reason, and then it just went nowhere. It was just like, oh, okay, she's just mad that you're always at work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on.
They might do it. They could potentially, yeah, you're right. That was all it was I did. They could potentially do more with the character in the second season, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. I didn't think that she wasn't in the show too much, where it deviated too much. But I get what you're saying though, like because for a while I kind of forgot about it, and then she popped up again. I was like, oh yeah, you. I kind of forgot about you.
I get what you're saying though. It's like she wasn't in the show too much, but I feel like for the amount that she was in the show, it should have led to something. At least, you know,
Yeah.
it should have led to something. Like I could see if she had like one scene in the beginning, and then Adebayo just kept complaining about like my wife, my wife, my wife. She wants
Yeah,
me to come
yeah,
home, but they kept bringing her into scenes. They even had dogs, and what was the point of like
she
there was
likes
no hair?
animals. Even though they
Look
killed
for
her, like
kids.
animals. Like even with Peacemaker, they love animals. They're very
There was
protective.
no payoff for none of that. Like it's just like y'all could have made her scenes text messages. That y'all
Yeah,
wasted the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I feel it was pandering. That's how I felt that was. I think it was straight pandering.
Yeah. You can say that. Well, okay, so that was that. What was the rest of the team? I thought was really good. Because they popped up in the first Suicide Squad movie. They brought most of the main ones back. I like that they explained that the chick that smacked Amanda Waller upside the head did go to jail. I like that we got a little bit of what happened with that because like she was mad as hell at the end of the Suicide Squad where she got hit.
Yeah.
So and then like her kind of getting revenge on them by putting them on this shitty mission. That all made sense. That was all believable. I guess the thing that was kind of surprising was when Leota defied her mother and exposed everything, which I thought was kind of cool. Because in certain versions of the Suicide Squad, it's kind of a known thing. So I guess that was their way of kind of getting past all the always got to be secret type of stuff by them doing that. And I thought that was handled pretty well. And all the scenes that we got with Viola Davis, I thought she was going to be in a little more than what she was, but for what she was in, I thought it was good.
I was shocked. I was shocked.
Yeah,
It made sense, but
yeah,
I was shocked.
yeah,
I was shocked they got her at all. Like I was just expecting her to be just a reference.
yeah,
Right.
I was like, oh, Viola Davis had time.
yeah.
Hey, she wasn't busy.
Yeah, they probably filmed all that shit in probably about a day because she was only in the not that most of it was voiceover anyway. So yeah, they worked out. So yeah, that was okay. So let's talk about some of the violence and the action because that was some of the best stuff for me. Because James Gunn, if he loves his gore. He comes from that horror that's C-list horror movie gore, and he loves all that. But he gets a little polish on it and makes it look good. All the fight scenes I thought were great, especially that first one when he was fighting with Peacemaker was fighting that chick. They tried to attack her, and he like blows her up with the Sonic helmet. That was cool. All the helmet shit was cool. That was something different because I like how they worked a lot of that comic booky stuff in with the grittiness. Friggin' Vigilante when he was in the prison and he fought all the white supremacists and tried to set them up.
Yo,
That scene was awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so he got hands.
Yeah, he got hands. Like, yeah, he's insane. Like, I love those moments where he was like, "Look, I don't care about anything, but if you do a crime, I'm fucking killing you." Like, that's like he's a nutcase. Like, he's just like, you do any sort of crime, that's my right to kill your ass. Like, he is very strict.
He talked a little too much, but when it came down to it, he was definitely he you want him in the fight.
True. That is absolutely true.
Question: with Vigilante, does he have healing factor? Because he heals rather quickly.
He doesn't. He was in the Arrowverse. He was in there, and he did have a healing factor in that. But no, he's just a regular guy. He's very much like the Punisher. He's just regular guy. Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
He got blown up and he got blown up and shot. Yeah, he got shot and all of that. Yeah, the toe. That was the funniest shit when he was getting tortured. He's like, "Why do you keep beating me up?"
They're really why is this taking so long?
Yeah.
Like,
He said, "I don't give a fuck. I can do this all day." He's like, "I'm not gonna say anything." And he's like, "We said." That was great. Yeah, that was great. That was a great moment. And I love when they the gorilla when they fought the gorilla, and then the gorilla was beating their ass.
I thought Adebayo was done. Like
Yeah, and the dude came in with a chainsaw and cut him up. Like when that happened, I was like, "Yep, that's James Gunn definitely directed this episode because that was straight up gore with that one."
Man, I thought that was Gorilla's eye, man. I really thought that was yes. No, we can go with it. That's not it. That's not it.
They did build that up. It was one episode. It was a random thing on the news. It was like a gorilla went missing, and I kind of was like, okay. And then that happened. I'm like, oh, okay. It was a very small moment in one episode.
Because honestly, it was so random for me. It was like that episode of SpongeBob where that gorilla showed up at the end. It was so random for me.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they did build up to a slight. There was a slight thing on the news when it was like the gorilla Charlie or something was escaped or broken out of the zoo or something like that. So I was like, okay, and then that happened. Like, oh, all right. That gorilla was on their ass for real. Yeah, I was like, are we doing Grodd type thing? But then I was like, well, Grodd was on the Flash, but this is not connected to the Flash, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I get what you're saying on that one, Critical. The detectives, I like the detectives. Most of the supporting cast was good too, like the other supporting cast, like the detectives and that weird, creepy Black Ops guy that was posing as the sheriff. He was good too. I'm not familiar with that actor. He was good too. I like the when he he helped them out and he killed all the cops and then he had to cover their tracks and all of that. He was a creepy guy. And the what is the other thing? Judo Master. We didn't talk about Judo Master. Judo Master was lit. I liked him. I hope he comes back for the second season. I wouldn't mind them adding him to the team. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to see him on the team.
Yeah.
And then be with him because of their history before when, I was about to call her Tasty. Daniel Brooks Adebayo when she was when she tased him. I want to see them have like beef because she did taste the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah. He was getting his ass beat, but he was also beating ass. That was kind of funny. I like when the Cosmos was beating the shit out of him with the crowbar. That cracked me the fuck up.
He made the best saves. He made the best saves. The gorilla save. He captured Judo Master. I mean, he was on it.
He was. Now that was a bit that I didn't care about was when Peacemaker kept calling him out for dyeing his beard, and I'm like, why we keep mentioning this? And then in the last episode, we had that moment where he's posing as the police officer, and the one guy stops him, and he's like, "Your beard looks weird. Why did you do that?" And then he just gets like very emotional, and I'm like, "Oh, so that's where that was going. Okay, that was kind of hard. It's like James Gunn does that where he.
That made me sad.
I was like, oh damn.
Nobody noticed until somebody called him out.
Yeah. That was like, oh shit, okay. Damn, all right.
Right here, man. I feel like
I was like, oh man, that's kind of feel bad for laughing. But I do like that him and Peacemaker started to the vibe a little bit, where they had the love for what was it, rocking like 80s rock and roll type thing. So I kind of liked how the team started to mesh as it went on. So how did y'all felt about the cow?
Disgusting.
Yeah. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. When what's his name? Not Geronimo. What's the guy with the dyed beard name? Canamos. When he saw the cow, like I was him. Like I felt like he was like, nah. Yes, that's so real.
Yeah, that was great. He was like, oh, not another kaiju. Fuck this. I'm out. Fuck this shit. I'm not doing it. That was great. Yeah.
He made me mad. I was like, yo, just go. What are you doing, man? Go.
I don't blame him. I mean, he was freaking out just walking in there. He was about to throw up. He threw up and all so he had enough. He was like, I can't do this.
I was like, yo, you're weak, bro. Like you're weak.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a field agent. But yeah, that whole final battle was really cool when they ran in and they it was Peacemaker, Harcourt, and Vigilante that's shooting everybody down. That shit was great. I thought he handled that whole sequence really well. Have y'all seen the movie Super that James Gunn directed with what was his name? Rainn Wilson.
I feel like I've rented it and just never watched it and then just gave it back.
I don't think I've seen Super.
You never seen Super? Okay, if you see Super, there's a lot of scenes in this show that is basically Super but on a bigger budget. That whole sequence with them running in and shooting everybody down, that's kind of how the movie ends, where Rainn Wilson, Dwight from The Office, he's this like pathetic guy who his wife leaves him. She starts dating this drug dealer, and he decides to become a superhero. Like he dresses up in a costume and starts fighting crime and smacking people upside the head with a wrench. But at the end of the movie, there's a whole sequence where he's in this field shooting all these different drug dealers, and that's what that scene very much reminded me of. And then the opening of the show, which we hadn't talked about yet, with the dance sequence with the whole team and the cast is doing the dance. Yeah. Well, that was just something to be funny. But in the super movie, the movie starts off. It's the cast dancing, but it's animated. And I remember him on a commentary saying he wanted to have a dance sequence with the entire cast, but they didn't have the budget for it. So it's like he got to finally do it with the Peacemaker show. That it clicked in my head once about like the last episode when I was watching. I was like, oh, that's what he wanted to do in Super, but he finally had the budget to do it. And I thought that was kind of funny how he finally got to put that on screen. So yeah, that whole opening sequence is another one of the wackiness of the show. Did y'all like it? Because I know a friend of mine, he was like, I got tired of that shit after the first episode.
Yeah, I watched it until like they did like the little.
I'm not gonna lie. I like looking at how the bio do it. That's what I look at.
She was getting,
you know what I'm saying? I know she makes it look cooler. You know what I'm saying? And then then after that, I go to next.
No, I watch it every time. I love the whole thing. I love, especially when Patrick Wilson old ass starts dancing. It's great. I love it.
You see the meme? They have a meme out where this dude, he's like under the covers watching it, and he's kind of looking at it like, this is ridiculous. And he's like you're in the middle of the season, and then all of a sudden he's kind of bobbing his head to it, and then like at the end of the season, he's actually doing the dance and stuff like that.
I can see that. Yeah, that's what it was for me. It's like it's infectious. But yeah, so the finale was really awesome, and like we mentioned, the twist with the butterflies are basically like a reflection of Peacemaker, where they're very dedicated to their goal and they don't care who they have to hurt in order to achieve it, which I thought was a cool, dark reflection of the main character. And I like the connection between Peacemaker and Golf for the Queen, where she was like, well, I know who you are because you saved me and fed me and all of that, so I'm willing to work with you. And then he, like, of course, shoots him. And, the reason he does it because he knew they were going to hurt his friends and all that, which I thought was kind of an interesting reasoning for him to, not to work with them, because their plan is understandable. They're trying to save the planet. But they also kind of was going very hardcore with it. I kind of agree with Leota where it's like maybe we could have worked with them as opposed to, killing them all type of deal. But that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that sort of twist at the end, like RJ had said. Gives a little more layers, more layers. Now, I guess we can finally talk about it. The biggest surprise, which I did not expect this to happen. So throughout the whole series, Peacemaker is just talking shit about every other superhero that anyone ever met. Like, he's almost jealous that someone would mention another superhero. He got a bad mouth every other superhero that's mentioned. Oh, the Flash is an asshole. Green Arrow has a pony costume with a 4-inch butthole. Superman's got a poop fetish. Friggin' Batman's a pussy. Which that scene I thought was hilarious when he snapped on an old man talking about Batman is an asshole and all. Like, that shit was hilarious. And then, of course, him talking about Aquaman, he likes to fuck fish. That's just what Aquaman does. And they have that moment when Adebayo's on the phone. She calls her mom. She's like, hey, call the Justice League. We can use their help. And I'm like, Justice League ain't about to pop up in this shit, man. Ain't no Justice League in this world. They don't even know who Superman is. How the fuck the Justice League gonna show up? And I was wrong, because when they was leaving, of course, here comes the Justice League. I was like, holy shit, they actually did it. But I'm like, I didn't see it coming, but then I was like, okay, it's just silhouettes. But then when you actually see Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller in the sequence, I was like, oh, wow, they actually pulled that off. That was, like, shocking. Critic Cat, what was your thoughts about the Justice League popping in?
This right here is my face of disappointment.
Really?
The reason why I was disappointed, because I work overnight. So excited to get home to watch the show. As soon as I step in the door, for some fool, like, because I watch YouTube at work. Sometimes I look at the security screen and watch YouTube.
Gotcha.
And some fool goes up and puts the Justice League pin up there.
Yeah.
And so everything was spoiled.
Yeah.
Everything was spoiled.
Yeah, that
So
sucks.
it was like, oh.
That
So
sucks.
I didn't get it like how y'all got it, man.
Yeah, that's not the same.
It's not the same. No, it's not. It's not the same. Because it was a shock. Because they were walking out, and then the electricity, then the silhouettes came down. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And I thought it was gonna be that, but then when you actually see them, I'm like, oh fuck, they pulled that off. That was pretty cool.
Right.
He snaps on them and tells them, go fuck another fish, which I thought was hilarious. RJ, how are you feeling about the Justice League? What was your reaction when they popped up?
I feel like at first I was like, so that's the fastest Flash could get there. Like I feel like he would have been the first one on the scene.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Like you slow down and wait for everybody else. It's sort of like when you get invited to a party you don't want to go. So you say, well, I'm not gonna go until y'all go. I want to walk in with y'all. I feel like that's what it's got there quicker than that, man.
I agree with that.
It definitely surprised me. Like I said, it was the same with the Viola Davis being in it. It surprised me because I feel like this makes this a lot more cohesive, and I feel like that's what makes Peacemaker better is the continuity.
Yeah,
that's what makes everything better is continuity. Even Marvel, with the smallest little bit of callback to something that happened in the first movie, I feel like that little bit that you can use to tie one show to one movie, I feel like that makes it 10 times better. I thought it was funny. Did Flash confirm the rumor? He was like,
he was joking with him. That was just him joking on the whole joke.
Oh, okay,
that was him joking. Yeah, okay, so then that leads into the other thing where after this scene happened, a certain segment of the internet, I like to call them the Snyder Cult, they were highly disappointed and upset because this was a farce. They were making Aquaman a joke. There was no Ben Affleck, and James Gunn is a racist because he got rid of the black guy, Cyborg. Like this was unacceptable, and I just thought that was just like the most ridiculous way to react to this. But certain people were upset that there was jokes, and they made Aquaman a joke because they don't like when people make fish jokes about Aquaman, and like I'm a big Aquaman fan, but that is a part of his legacy. Is he's people gonna make fish jokes. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. That's what it's gonna be.
They're sensitive. That's all. They're very, very sensitive.
Right. No Henry Cavill. They was upset that Cavill wasn't there. I'm like, they ain't hired him back. I'm sorry.
Like relax. It wasn't in the budget.
Right. Exactly. They was upset that.
I did feel some type of way Cyborg wasn't there though. I didn't blame James Gunn, but I was just like, I know that WB is trying to basically erase Cyborg. You know what I mean?
Well, he quit, and they're not recasting anytime soon. So that's just what it is on that part. It's like they can't control that. And I guess Gal Gadot was busy, but like all you really needed was Aquaman and the Flash. Aquaman's got a movie coming out later this year, so it made sense. And it was funny, like he explained that he just on a whim asked Momoa if he wanted to be in the show because they had all these Aquaman jokes, and Momoa was like, he was cool with it. And James Gunn revealed that the Flash segment, they taped that on the Disney lot while he was making Guardians 3, which I thought was pretty awesome that he was able to pull that off. And some people was upset about that. They're like, well, how can he film some DC characters at Disney? That just is unacceptable. Like, I don't know. People was just really upset.
Be on 10. Like, these shows are made to just be enjoyed. Like, just laugh, just relax.
Exactly.
Relax.
I agree. One of the things I also appreciated was the whole sort of romance between Peacemaker and Harcourt. I like that they didn't go full force with that, where by the end of it, she's like overly in love with him. But I do like that she's starting to soften up towards him because he's being less of an asshole towards her. So I like that. They can expand upon that in the next season. But I like they didn't go overboard with it,
I hope they drag it out. I hope it's a long-term story. I don't want to see it in season 2. I want to see it happen in season 3.
Okay. I can see that. So yeah, what was the other thing? Yeah, he had the ghost of his dad. He kept the queen. He didn't kill the queen. He took out the body, but he didn't kill her. But she's gonna die because he gave her, the last of the little nectar that they would drink from the cow. Yeah, the cow. Yeah, that was great. With what was the thing called? the human torpedo helmet.
I died the first time he hit that wall, bro.
Yeah.
Like that joint that's probably the funniest thing. I take my comment back earlier. That was the funniest thing in this series. Adebayo smashing into that wall.
Yeah, that was great. Because it was exactly what he said it was. Like, it just turns you into a human torpedo. I don't know why that helmet exists, but it does.
Yo, how did she not die?
Yeah, she should have been done after that first one. But and then he uses it to rocket her as as a bullet. But yeah, that was the other bit where she fucked up, where she was like, activate zero gravity, and then the helmet just stops floating. And he's like, did you just say activate zero gravity? She's like, I don't think so. That was fun.
What made me mad about that scene was like, yo, y'all watched it float away. It wasn't like
no. Vigilante watched it float away. The others didn't see it. Vigilante was like, guys.
He's just like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why did he grab it? He's an idiot. Like we established, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. But I need more of him in the next season. But yeah, he's definitely a standout. But any other things to talk about Peacemaker? Or y'all trying to think? That's
I love it.
Covered mostly everything. Oh, I did want to talk about what's her name, Detective Sophie Song.
Okay, yeah.
I did like her transition of trying to arrest the right culprit, then all of a sudden she's mixed up in the whole thing. Now she's possessed, not possessed, but her body's taken over.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't think she was going to get hit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when she got hit, I was like, "That's it."
Yeah,
there's no coming back from that.
Yeah,
but, I like her character.
She was good. Yeah, I loved her interactions with Peacemaker's dad, and like her trying to out racist him as much as she could. Some of that shit was funny.
He called her like chopstick or something like that.
Yes.
Like, okay, boy.
Yeah, she called him. Yeah. He's like, why did you say that? She's like, that's all I could think of. Like, both of the detectives just failing trying to combat his racism was fucking hilarious. But yeah, she was cool. I liked her, and yeah, I wasn't expecting her to be. Say again.
Yeah, I didn't want her to die.
Yeah, that was when she got hit. Yeah, like Kirk Al said, when she got hit, I was like, oh, that's it, sweetheart. It's over for you on that one. It's a wrap. But those are the main things. It's good. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see what the next, I guess, season's gonna be, because now that the team's exposed, maybe they'll get better gear or more, better oversight, because they don't have to be as covert. You know what I'm saying? We might get more villains on the team, or more like I guess superheroes on the team. Like I said, having Judo Master join them, I think would be dope. We didn't really talk about. Well, I guess we did talk about Mern. I like that actor. I can't pronounce his name, but I liked him. He's supposed to be in Guardians 3. I think he's supposed to be like the main bad guy in Guardians 3. I think so. He's gonna be coming back. But yeah, great show, dope cast. Check it out on HBO Max. That's all I got to say about it. I guess we can wrap this up. Critical, let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yes, sir. You can find me at Critical Blue Reviews. Any podcasting platform, just Critical with a K, and Critical Blue Reviews on Instagram, Critical Blue Reviews on Twitter, and Critical Blue on Facebook.
All right. And RJ, Mr. Silversite, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me across most social media platforms at the Silversite or the Silversite _. Make sure you click the link in our bio to follow everything we have going on. We cover a little bit of everything from movies, television, black and nerd culture, professional wrestling, and horror content. So check us out. Give us a follow.
All right. And I'm BrogiNaric, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, BrogiNaric. You can find me there. Thanks for watching. And thanks to you guys for joining me in this one. Hope we can, more to come and do others. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Peace.